Now, Aaron, the people at Unity have been coming up with some stuff of their own, and I see that we're running short on time.
Yes.
So let's just have a very, very quick overview of a thing that you can't really do a quick overview on.
Yes,
which is
it would be my pleasure.
ECS.
Okay, so two acronyms here, DOTS and ECS. And it's intentional that we've only left a few minutes to talk about this because we only want to give you a very high overview of what this is in general and sort of what to look out for, just to be aware of if you see it. You really just need to understand at a very high level what this is. You don't actually need to be able to use it. So could you click to get the bullets up here?
I will.
So DOTS, the first acronym, is short for Data-Oriented Technology Stack. Okay, and it's basically a stack or a bunch of technologies that come together to make Unity much, much more performant. We're speaking of optimization here. And it's basically an entirely new way of thinking about your code, thinking about the way you structure your project in a way that will allow you to make much, much more complex games that run smoothly on different devices. So just quickly, the three things that make up this stack are what are called the C# job system, entity component system, that's where ECS comes in, and burst compiler. You don't really need to understand the C# job system or burst compiler. Those are a little bit more complex. I want to focus on this entity component system and sort of what that implies. And specifically, just at a high level, what does it mean for something to be data-oriented? This is the data-oriented technology stack. Basically, rather than structuring your classes, your code around objects, like for example, we had an enemy class or a player class, or around components. So for example, we had the move forward script, or we had the destroy out of bounds. Those are kind of component-based or object-oriented design when you think of about how your code is structured. This is data-oriented. And what that basically means is you're structuring your whole project around data, key data points that are going to change in your project. So for example, the speed of your enemies, maybe that's going to change a lot. And so you structure your code in a way that is really focused and based on what data is in your project and what data is going to change in your project. And that might be confusing, but that's okay. It's totally okay right now. And also, this is still in development right now. So this is not really ready for you to use in a really easy way yet, but Unity is working on that. Could you go to the next slide, Jacek? Just want to show people the power.
Yeah, so why is it that you would use this system, I hear you ask? Well, here is a little GIF of a project running, the Unity Megacity demo project. So this uses the DOTS and ECS systems to take full advantage of multi-core processors. Now, because this is a GIF, you might be seeing some lag. I do recommend looking up on YouTube the Unity Megacity demo. Because the GIF is lagging, I'm just going to skip the cool bit. It's a car that you can control flying around a giant city, which is made up of 8 million triangles, 6 million unique entities, and has 2,000 cars flying at all times at a stable 30 frames per second. So that's a lot going on within just one scene, with a huge GIF as I'm seeing people. So I do recommend looking it up. However, I hear you say, now this is pretty cool and neat, Aaron, and I agree, but what if with this ECS and DOT system, we could make this 8 million triangles, 6 million entities, and 2,000 cars all work on a mobile phone? Well,
What?
with this system, we can, my dear friend, because it is just that ridiculously optimized. Now, once again, we do not recommend currently using this. This is still in development. We just want you to be aware of it, and it is super cool technology that I can't wrap my head around still. So, Aaron, I'm just going to show a snippet of code because, as you can see, it's much different than code that we would write.
Right, so this is two examples of how code might look. And I just want to draw your attention to a couple of key features that you can recognize in this code so that if you see some code online, you can say, oh, that must be from a DOTS or an ECS-based project. So you can see in the imports, the using lines up at the top, you can see that they're using the Unity Entities library, and that's critical right now in order to actually make this run. So you need to import a whole bunch of new libraries. But another really great way to recognize it is that all of the classes that we've done up to this point, all of the scripts, have inherited from, so if you can see that little colon at the top on the left, it says public class movement system, job component system. So anything we've written up to this point has inherited from mono behavior, and that's the sort of standard Unity component-based system that we've been using up to this point. Or on the right, it says inherits from iComponent data. So you need to inherit from totally different classes, import different classes, and you can also see on the right, it's using a struct, which is much different than anything we've done up to this point. You don't need to know what that is, but just be aware that you'll see very different things in a ECS-based design than you would the component or object-based design that we've been doing up to this point.
Yep. And once again, so the name of that project was Megacity. I believe it is also available for download, so if you want to try it out at home yourself, you should be able to find it out there on the internet. Otherwise, there is a whole bunch of DOTS and ECS learning material, but as we said, this is very advanced features that honestly, as someone who's been writing code for quite a few years of my life now, I am not ready for it quite yet. So just be aware it is out there, it is cool if you're interested, definitely give it a go, but otherwise, it is very, very nuts, to put it lightly.